Welcome to the deep dive. We're all about, unpacking complex topics by really getting into the sources. Today we're taking I think, a really insightful look at the lyrical genius of Gordon Lightfoot, specifically his amazing song Sundown. We've got the lyrics right here, and our mission really is to peel back the layers, all those intricate emotions, the surprising contradictions, the raw story woven into just these lines. This isn't just, well, it's not just a song, is it? It feels like a really profound, intimate look into a complex relationship and the speaker's own internal world. Okay, let's unpack this. So right off the bat, Lightfoot paints this really striking picture of the woman, almost contradictory. We get lying back in a setting dress and looking like a queen in a sailor's dream, but then, like straight after, looking fast in her faded jeans. What do you make of that immediate clash?
Well, what's fascinating here is how he uses those contrasting images, right? It's masterful. The queen in a sailor's dream. It sounds almost mythic, doesn't it? Ethereal, really alluring. But then, bam, the faded jeans just grounds her immediately, makes her real, maybe even a bit defiant, human. It's just a brilliant way to show she's captivating, but also maybe elusive, unpredictable, perhaps. Keeps her from being just one thing, right from the start.
Yeah, exactly. And building on that kind of elusive feel, he immediately throws in that sharp note, she don't always say what she really means. That's a quick turn, isn't it? It's not just mystery, it feels like.
Yeah.
It sets a tone of distrust or
Yeah.
hidden stuff going on right at the start of the story.
Absolutely. And what's really fascinating is how fast that initial enchantment pivots to something way more ambiguous. It's not just that she's hard to figure out, it's that her words might not match her feelings, which, immediately colors how you, the listener, see this relationship. It's sort of the first crack in that shiny surface.
And this external thing, her elusiveness, seems to spark something deeper inside the speaker, a real internal fight. Which brings us to that really powerful line, the one that repeats. Sometimes I think it's a shame when I get feeling better when I'm feeling no pain. I keep coming back to that one. What's your take? Why does feeling better feel like a shame? What's going on there psychologically?
Oh, that line cuts deep, doesn't it? It's such a human thing. It's not just simple shame about feeling good. It feels more like a profound discomfort with peace itself. Almost like real happiness feels like he's betraying the suffering he's used to. It could be guilt, maybe a tendency to self-sabotage, or even, this is interesting, like a weird comfort in the discomfort. So moments of actual relief feel wrong, unwarranted, almost like self-punishment. It raises that question, how do we internalize pain until it feels, well, normal?
Wow, yeah. And from that internal knot, the song shifts again. This time to, warnings and this really intense possessiveness. You hear, getting lost in her loving is your first mistake, and then that really overt threat. Someday you better take care if I find you've been creeping around my Baxter. This is where it gets properly dark, right?
It absolutely does. Yeah, these lines definitely show a darker, much more volatile side of things. We shift from his inner turmoil to outward suspicion, even the potential for a real confrontation. It really highlights how love can get tangled up with control, with jealousy, blurs those lines between, affection and something closer to obsession, shows you the damage insecurity can do.
And there's that second major contradiction, too, building on the first one, amplifying the conflict. Sometimes I think it's a sin when I feel like I'm winning when I'm losing again, which then he makes explicit. Losing you. What kind of winning could that possibly be, especially with this huge sense of loss hanging over everything?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, right, it sort of explains his view of these fleeting wins, these momentary gains. But they're completely overshadowed by the deeper thing, the unavoidable fact that he's losing her. It's just a profound commentary on how bittersweet, how contradictory life and relationships can be. That feeling you can have a temporary victory, a moment of control, maybe, even while the most important thing, the relationship itself, is just slipping away. It speaks to that human thing, doesn't it? Focusing on small wins, even when the big picture is, well, not looking good.
Yeah. Yet, amongst all this complexity, the jealousy, the pain, there's that one line, she's a heart-loving woman, let me fill in me. It just adds another layer, doesn't it? Almost a flicker of real affection, which contrasts so sharply with all of the suspicion, makes you realize just how deep he's in.
Indeed. And when you look at the whole journey Lightfoot takes us on in these lyrics, it's really something. We go from that vivid imagery, that initial pull, through the deep internal conflict, the suspicion, and we land on that really poignant feeling of gaining something, maybe just that fleeting sense of winning while losing what actually matters most. And that final line you mentioned, yeah, it adds this heartbreaking layer of lingering affection. desire, proving that even in this really messed up relationship, there's a genuine connection, however painful it is.
It's incredible. This deep dive into just a handful of lines really shows a whole tapestry of human emotion, complex relationships. It's amazing how much he packed into such, well, concise poetry.
It really is. And maybe think about this.
Uh,
How these lyrics kind of push us to look at the hidden parts of relationships, maybe our own emotions too. The things we don't always confess or can't fully put into words, but they shape everything underneath. They just linger.
that's a perfect thought to leave you with. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive. And yeah, keep that curiosity going.